Good morning, esteemed guests and members of the Egyptian educational community, as well as the others that are present here this morning. I want to begin by thanking Dr. Salma Bakri for inviting me to speak at this wonderful recognition of excellence in public education here in Egypt. This invitation is due to the hard work that a highly valued and important member of our faculty, Dr. Maisa Barakat, has made with Education First. She is responsible for developing this important partnership that Florida Atlantic University, and importantly our Department of Educational Leadership and Research Methodology, has with Education First. So please, Dr. Barakat, please stand. You know, I want to talk a little bit. Yesterday, I got on an Egypt airplane from New York and flew into Cairo. It was a beautiful morning. As we came off the Mediterranean Sea, I had a beautiful view of the green Nile Delta as we flew in, the lush green farmland that we flew over. And as we came in, of course, we came into the city of Cairo. One of the things, as I looked out the window, I couldn't help but seeing the pyramids on the edge of the city of Cairo. They're back to the desert and the great city itself. And it hit me as I looked out the window that there I was looking at a scene that really says what people are capable of doing, and especially their leaders, which is what I study as a professor, leadership. And when people are motivated, how they can make these kinds of accomplishments. It's incredible how we can actually do something that will last and serve as a memory of goals that have been achieved. Sometimes the work we do as educators does not get that kind of recognition, even though our impact can actually be greater because it's focused on improving the human condition. And celebrating that is what today is all about. I've been working with Dr. Barakat and Education First since last September, coming here to Cairo every few months to give support for the excellence that Education First promotes. We had originally planned to come later this month, but when we heard that this ceremony was going to take place, we changed our plans so we could be here today to view this wonderful ceremony. Let me tell you a little bit about where we come from. Florida Atlantic is part of the United States public education system. Our mission is to serve the public, and especially those people within our sphere of influence who have the greatest need and who can benefit from our work in research, teaching, and service. I'm proud to say that this sphere of influence is continually growing as we partner with more and more public systems and organizations. For example, we currently partner with 5 districts, of which 2 are the 2 most populous school districts in the United States, Broward and Palm Beach school districts. They together serve 500,000 students and almost 500 schools, not to mention employing over 29,000 teachers, and that's not counting the administrators. It's a gratifying experience to be able to influence the learning of so many educators and their students. However, being able to partner with public educators here, extending our service across the Atlantic, over North Africa, to this country, to the banks of the Nile, is perhaps the most rewarding endeavor that Florida Atlantic has ever engaged in. We inaugurated Florida Atlantic's partnership with Education First almost exactly 3 years ago with our first professional development session. We started by sending a team of Florida Atlantic University professors to conduct professional learning with a proud group of Egyptian educators. These educators then went on to adapt, modify our professional learning to fit the needs and context of educators in Egypt. And to date, they've been able to present this learning to a staggering number of teachers, educators across this beautiful nation. For example, over this time period, over 10 professors have come to Egypt to provide professional learning to 32 educators on 10 different topics. These Egyptian educators have then turned around and professionally developed approximately 10,000 teachers, administrators, and educators. We call this the ripples in hope and change. This is because our efforts have spread across the waves, across the river, touching upon more and more educators as the learning is repeated. Each ripple symbolizes a new group of educators who are developed as facilitators of our workshops, and then they in turn develop a new group of educators. It's important to note that the workshops we have developed use the most recent research brought to the forefront by specially selected professors. These professors have state-of-the-art expertise in the curriculum they develop. We are a partnership in excellence. Education First has made it clear that they want only the best for teachers and leaders, which fits exactly what Florida Atlantic University mission is to do. It's striking to understand that this is not just a one-way relationship. We've been able to learn so much in return in this partnership from the incredible educators that we have engaged with here in Egypt. And what is most important is that our learning has been what all smart educators already know, that education is contextual. We always remember that we are here to look at what is best for the students we are teaching in the particular context they are in. This means that what makes for great schools and great educators are those that look at the community they are a part of and understand the social and economic present and future that the community will need. They must look at the specific needs of the students and take time to analyze not only what do the students need as a group, but then look at what each specific student needs, and most especially, what do students who are least advantaged need in order to be successful. This is what makes for great educators and for great schools. I reviewed what these schools we honor today were evaluated on: vision and mission, academics, administrative aspects, discipline, health and safety, student life, information technology, resources. That was very thorough and very impressive. So my message to you is this: keep going. Use this as a benchmark, a minimum that you will strive to improve upon as you go forward. Keep developing the critical and creative minds that will solve the problems that previous generations have ignored or failed to solve. These are the leaders. They are the future that will keep the Delta much more green and fertile, that will generate electricity and power from things that don't hurt our environment, and continue to build a society and a nation that realizes the ripples in change and hope that we want to promote. These accomplishments will be, in fact, even as great as the pyramids, and will be remembered by those that follow long after your work has been accomplished. I want to thank you all for letting Florida Atlantic University share and recognize your achievement today, and I want to congratulate all of you. Thank you.